What you are about to hear will either raise you to your throne or leave you chained to the mediocrity that has held you prisoner for far too long. The words that follow are not mere suggestions. They are commands from the depths of truth itself, and you will either heed them and transform or ignore them and remain exactly where you are today, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, wondering what could have been. I command you to listen not with your ears alone, but with every fiber of your being, for what you are about to discover will shatter the false version of yourself you have carried like a burden, and from those fragments you will build something magnificent. The old you must die today, not tomorrow, not next week, not when conditions are perfect, but today, in this very moment, as these words penetrate the walls you have built around your potential. You have been living as an imposter in your own life, wearing the mask of who you think you should be, instead of stepping into the power of who you were born to become. Andrew Carnegie understood this truth when he said that the man who dies rich dies disgraced, not because wealth is evil, but because he failed to transform his potential into reality while he still drew breath. You have potential lying dormant within you right now, potential that grows weaker with each day you allow the old version of yourself to make your decisions. Say this aloud right now. Speak it into the air where you sit. I am not who I was yesterday. I am becoming who I am meant to be. Say it again, louder, with conviction burning in your chest. I am not who I was yesterday. I am becoming who I am meant to be. The old you would have been embarrassed to speak such words, would have looked around to see who might be listening, would have whispered or remained silent. But you are not the old you anymore. You are in the process of becoming something greater, something unstoppable, something that does not ask permission to exist. Henry Ford rebuilt himself from a simple farm boy into an industrial titan who changed the world forever. But he did not do this by accident. He did this by first destroying every limitation his upbringing had placed upon his mind. He sat alone in his workshop, not because he was antisocial, but because he understood that transformation requires solitude, requires the space to think thoughts that the crowd never thinks, to dream dreams that the masses never dream. You too must find this solitude. You too must create the space where the old you can die and the new you can be born. Solitude is not loneliness. Solitude is power. When you are alone with your thoughts, without the opinions of others drowning out the voice of your true self, you discover who you really are beneath the layers of conditioning and compromise. John D. Rockefeller spent hours alone each morning, not in idleness, but in deliberate thinking, planning, visualizing the empire he would build. He understood that the mind, when left to its own devices in silence, will either destroy you with doubt and fear or elevate you with vision and purpose. The choice is yours to make, but you must make it in solitude, away from the influence of those who would keep you small. I command you to find 1 hour each day, starting today, where you are completely alone, with no distractions, no noise, no input from the outside world. In this hour, you will not entertain yourself, you will not seek comfort, you will sit with yourself and confront the truth of who you are and who you are becoming. The old you will resist this command, will find 1,000 excuses why this hour cannot be found, will suggest that such discipline is unnecessary or extreme. But you are no longer the old you. You are becoming someone who understands that extraordinary results require extraordinary commitment to personal transformation. During this sacred hour of solitude, you will engage in the practice of definite purpose. The same practice that Napoleon Hill discovered was the foundation of every great fortune and every lasting achievement. You will define with crystal clarity exactly what you intend to become, exactly what you intend to create, exactly what legacy you intend to leave upon this earth. But this is not daydreaming. This is not wishful thinking. This is the deliberate programming of your subconscious mind with the blueprint of your future self. Write down your definite purpose in clear, specific language. Not what you hope might happen, not what you would like to achieve if circumstances align, but what you will absolutely, positively accomplish, regardless of obstacles, regardless of setbacks, regardless of the doubts of others. Thomas Edison did not hope to invent the light bulb. He decided to invent the light bulb, and that decision preceded every action, every experiment, every failure that led to his success. Your decision must be just as definite, just as unwavering, just as certain as the sunrise that greets each new day. The old you made wishes and hoped for luck. The new you makes decisions and creates your own fortune through deliberate action aligned with definite purpose. J.P. Morgan did not stumble into becoming one of the most powerful financiers in history. He decided to become powerful. He decided to accumulate wealth. He decided to influence the course of industry itself. His decisions were not tentative. They were absolute. And from these absolute decisions flowed the actions that created his empire. Say this aloud with the conviction of absolute truth. I know exactly what I want. I know exactly who I am becoming, and I will let nothing and no one prevent me from achieving my definite purpose. The old you would have qualified this statement, would have added conditions, would have left room for retreat. But you are not the old you. You are becoming someone who speaks with the authority of absolute commitment. But commitment alone is not enough. Commitment without the proper mental programming will lead only to frustration and eventual surrender. This is where the practice of auto-suggestion becomes your most powerful weapon in the war against mediocrity. Every successful person throughout history has understood, either consciously or unconsciously, that the mind accepts as true whatever thoughts are repeated with emotion and faith, regardless of whether those thoughts reflect current reality. W. Clement Stone transformed himself from poverty to immense wealth through the deliberate practice of autosuggestion, repeating to himself daily that he was prosperous, that he was successful, that he was worthy of great achievement. He did not wait until he had evidence of these truths. He planted these truths in his mind through repetition until his subconscious mind accepted them as fact and began to guide his actions in alignment with these new beliefs. I command you to create your own autosuggestion formula, a series of statements about who you are becoming that you will repeat aloud every morning upon waking and every evening before sleep. These statements must be written in the present tense, as if they are already true, because you are not trying to convince your conscious mind, which knows better. You are programming your subconscious mind, which accepts whatever is repeated with faith and emotion. Your autosuggestion formula might begin like this, and I command you to say these words aloud right now. I am confident, I am capable, I am worthy of great success. I attract opportunities because I am prepared to seize them. I persist through challenges because I am committed to my definite purpose. Every day I am becoming stronger, wiser, more prosperous. I create value wherever I go, and the universe rewards my efforts abundantly. The old you would have felt foolish speaking such words, would have argued that you cannot simply declare yourself to be something you are not yet. But you are not the old you. You are becoming someone who understands that all creation begins in the mind, that every external achievement first existed as a thought, a belief, a vision held with unwavering faith. Faith is not blind belief. Faith is the visualization of your desire with such intensity and frequency that your subconscious mind accepts it as fact and begins to attract the people, circumstances, and opportunities necessary to make it reality. Samuel Walton did not have faith that he might possibly build a retail empire. He had faith that he would build a retail empire, and this faith guided every decision, every risk, every sacrifice he made in pursuit of his vision. Your faith must be equally strong, equally unwavering, equally immune to the temporary evidence of current circumstances. You must be able to see your success so clearly in your mind that you can describe it in perfect detail, can feel the emotions of achievement, can experience the satisfaction of fulfillment even before any external evidence exists to support your vision. Spend part of your daily solitude in the practice of